that? This car not even have brake pads. I'm applying pressure like the tires them flat. I'm applying pressure like your time's been bad. Put me in the face of danger, still stand. Rather go and get better, I ain't going outside. Why is it death where you don't understand? How many times do I have to express that ain't part of the plan? We living life for as long as we can. Smelling like the plane just land. Smoking that boat just reach. Dogtown Beach. That mean another mission complete. Big force, man, essence. I know frankincense and murder. It's a murder. I just put the homie somewhere in the dirt. Then I turn around and put my whole soul in the verse. Try to throw me in the fire, I emerge. On a mission and it gotta work out like fitness. Man, I even eat from morning, no food in the kitchen. Still I take on life, no bitching. Run a couple laps, no stitching like the
Well,
that's
not much Liverpool news to be talking about, is there, lately?
no. How do you like the weather so far?
It's been all right. It's all right. It's a bit warm over here. A bit warm.
Yeah. I've made a grave mistake. Since 2019, I've been kind of growing a bit of a lockdown beard, and during the midnight, I thought it was a good idea to shave. And now I look like a fucking thumb. So I will be back to some sort of stubble fairly soon. And this will never happen again, and I apologize. I look like the fucking dog out of the church well, or the church hill fucking, yes. I mean, it's fucking.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
I might get another copyright strike for that. I better stop doing that.
Well.
All right, then, guys, welcome to the show. It's AKM Live, episode 11, live now on YouTube and over on Twitch. You know, there's not much Liverpool news to talk about, hence the crickets at the beginning. But before we get into what we're going to talk about today, obviously a bit of housekeeping. Sean, have you got anything you'd like to plug at first?
So obviously JackDesigns 2020 on Redbubble, which is my own shop where we design all sorts of Liverpool goodies, a bit of music kind of thrown in there. Obviously we've got Wayne Henley, who's a fantastic artist. I'm due to get a amazing Klopp print on canvas. That actually, I should get that tomorrow. But Wayne hasn't been very well, so I want to offer him a speedy recovery. Obviously JackDesigns.uk. Nice t-shirt there from that was the 5-0 one. I got a 7-0 one as well. It's great. Keeping the memories alive. I want to give a big shout out to Fibber's Sport memorabilia, which they're amazing. I mean, if you think of like signed jerseys and boots and stuff like that, you'd pay quite a lot of money for it with Fibber Sports memorabilia. They're kind of in partnership with Cop Art in Belfast. They've actually invited us over. They're trying to get a kind of a Liverpool Legends gig in Belfast, and they said that we could come down and they would try and help us out with accommodation and whatever. But big up to them. They had a fantastic competition, which was basically, it was a kind of a free thing. It was a kind of a trial thing where you put yourself down, and it was like I don't know whether you remember Sensi Soccer.
I think so.
So basically, they pick a team for you, and then you're in a tournament, and you can kind of see the tournament going along, and knockout phases and whatever. But I was Benfica, and I got knocked out by Man United, which I think was a fix. But so yeah. And I wanted to give a shout out to the staff of the Cottage Inn Bar and Grill in Bluebell in Shakur. Probably a lot of people that follow me on Instagram and follow me on TikTok will see an awful lot of Liverpool Legend gigs that I've been to. And a lot of those gigs have been in the Cottage Inn Bar and Grill. And I've met the likes of Don Hutchison, which, not really exactly top drawer. Jan Moby, John Barnes, Sammy Lee, Bruce Grobler, Ronnie Whelan, and Emil Heskey. So unfortunately, the Cottage Inn Bar and Grill closed the doors for the last time there last week. So big up to the staff and their future endeavours.
No, nice.
So
I agree. I second all that, mate. Anything else? Yes, if you are new to the channel, we are here every Monday, 7 o'clock on Twitch and on YouTube. I also do videos whenever there's anything to talk about. I think the last video I did was about the Endo bid over the day. But yeah, if you do like this video, guys, I will end the show. Give it a like and make sure you share it, and join us in the chat with the comments and that. So I think first and foremost, Shauna, we should probably talk about the friendly. Well, I'll let you talk about it, because I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I did try to stay up to watch it, but it got to about like 1:45, and I kind of just fell asleep.
Well, so
all right there, Brian.
I did watch the game. I actually subscribed to Liverpool FC TV Go, or whatever it's called. Watched the game. I'm not going to get me panties up in a bunch over a pre-season friendly.
Mm-hmm.
There's not really much to say. We played well. The sort of play kind of reminded me of how Newcastle kind of build up their, how they start their football or start the game. They build up from the back. It's very, very slow from the back, but they're kind of trying to, get the opposition to kind of make a mistake or try and kind of get some space. And then it's fairly quick from midfield onwards, and there's nice kind of interplay and what have you. That's all well and good. They had Elliott in a false nine. They had Slobosly, who was further up, which was nice to see. Then obviously they had Carvalho and they had Salah. Salah was the captain, and he was kind of on the wing. Originally, we thought that he was going to play in the centre. The goal itself was great link up between Salah and Slobosly. It was taken very well. Then obviously they put on a shitload of subs. Kelleher or Curtis came off. I think he had a slight knock on the 31st minute.
Oh yeah, he didn't participate in training the day after that either, I don't think, as well. So yeah.
So they had what's his name? That fella that they're all making a big hullabaloo over.
Oh, Trey Anoni.
Yeah.
Brownie. Yeah.
So he came on. Tyler Morton came on. The first kick of the ball, Tyler Morton passed it back to the keeper. Jaros came on for Kelleher, and the pass was slightly short, and Real Betis nearly got the ball, and it was a 50-50. And Jaros did all right to clear the ball, but in the Premier League, it could have probably seen a red card for him. But I mean, all in all, it was a good game. Bradley played excellent. I thought your man Dokes came on. He played well. He was just shown, what he's about and whatever. But that's really all. I mean, it's great to see us playing well in a pre-season, but
no, I get that. I kind of feel like as well the whole hullabaloo, as you said about that Trey Anoni, like, lad, is people need to.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not talented. I'm not saying he won't make it at Liverpool, but I just think it's pre-season. Real Betis won't have been fully at it. Liverpool won't have been fully at it. So it kind of is what it is type thing. Maybe he'll get like a loan move. I mean, there's a few, I'll talk about it a little bit later on when we talk about the transfers, but there's a few people that I think Liverpool should either sell or loan out that played the other day.
Yeah.
Especially with some of the comments that at least one person's come out of anyway. But yeah, I guess, when do they play again next? Is it Arsenal to play next now? Or is it Man United? It's one or the other, isn't it?
I think it's Arsenal. Let me just check that for you just while we're on the air, because this is how we roll. I mean, it's off the cuff. But I mean, Padajek played. Sepp van den Berg played. He started the game. I mean, they'll say he played quite well and what have you. But it's pre-season. Let's not do United and get our knickers in a twist.
Yeah.
It's you can't really make a judgment on pre-season.
No.
We're playing Arsenal on Wednesday.
All right, okay. And then Man United the game after that.
Yeah, this would be it's on LFC TV at 11:30.
All right, okay, cool. All right, cop-outs. I think that I'm like, right, we could go and lose every single game in pre-season, but the sound is poor.
I beg your pardon.
Can nobody hear us? Is that what's going on?
Is the sound poor on my end, or the sound poor on Adam's end, or the sound poor on both ends?
I can hear you perfectly fine on my end, so I don't know if it's just me. No one say no. Anyway, so
I look like a thumb. Let's be straight here.
You're in.
My bottom end. Mine or Adam?
It might be mine. I don't know because I've got that cover on my my thing. Really poor on both. Oh, I don't know. Don't know what that is.
Like robots. Have you got like testing? Oh God, there's a close up.
I don't know. I don't know what to do. We'll just keep going. Hopefully it comes out all right. What was I saying? Sorry. Yeah, I don't care if we end up losing every single pre-season match as long as when it matters, it's better. Do you know what I mean? The HT lead.
What's this broken? You have HT lead issue, says David Hutch.
Don't know.
What does that mean?
Don't know.
Do you want to check on your end and have me just talk a little bit?
Yeah, go on. Yeah. No.
It's only a matter of time before I took over the show, fuckers. So yeah, I'm not really all that fussed about pre-season, as Adam said. I'm not going to go and have an open bus top parade over beating Real Betis 1-0. It really makes no difference. The thing is what I'm more concerned about is our nostalgia of what players we need to bring in, and that's frightening. That is absolutely frightening. Is the sound still bad on my end? You can't hear a thing what I'm saying. I'll have to do subtitles. Hold on now. Can't hear you. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Can everyone hear me? Can't hear you, Adam. Can everyone hear me though? Put your hands in the air like you just don't care. All right, John W. Henry. And what's the sound quality like with me, John? Okay, everyone can hear me. So
about that?
Just waiting on Adam. This might actually prolong the show a little bit, so that might work to our advantage, Adam, considering that we're really bad. What I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect and then reconnect again.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
And
then we'll see if it's me or you.
Can anyone? anyone hear Adam perfectly?
It's all crackly. Like I listened to the audio just then as we were streaming, and it does sound like
Right.
there's interference somewhere. I don't know why though.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same, and I'll see you in a second. Okay.
Yeah. So is that all right with just me, guys? Yeah, just me. Yeah, Copyrights is saying it's fine with just me. Well, we've got naught to talk about, so might as well sort this sound equipment out, haven't we? Right, so everyone says that I seem to be all right. Is that legit? Yeah. So is it Sean all along? Yeah, is that what we're saying? Oh well. Let's have a look. See if I can do anything on mine. Well, how's everyone? Can everyone hear me fine now? Just someone just say in the chat. Interference. Bryce says it's bad interference.
Hold on a second. I'm going to close the window.
I wonder if it's. This may sound like a bit of a weird one, but maybe it's the bloody weather.
Oh. Now, can anyone hear me now? Oh, could be your phone near your speaker. That's a good idea. That's a good point.
My phone's over there, so.
Hold on a minute.
Tell you what, I'll take you off, Sean. Well, this is the first. We've never had this problem before. I wonder if it's because Martin's not with us today. So apparently, hold on, Sean is back. Is that better? I don't know. You're messing about, aren't you? You know what? I reckon this might be all because of that bloody cricket thing we played.
Fucking could be. Honest to God.
Oh God. I don't know. Anyway, I've kind of lost track where we were now. I guess
we were talking about the pre-season and about not, losing the run of ourselves.
Yeah, and it don't really matter, does it? I suppose. I'm just gonna listen to what we're up to now. See if I can hear any difference. Hold on a moment.
Yeah.
A little better, but static. Moment.
That's better, says Copyrights of Anfield. I reckon there's some sort of conspiracy here, lads and ladies.
Yep, it's all good.
I
just checked the stream just then, and it seems okay. Just on
right,
mine. Right, cool.
We'll just mow around and see how it goes, and then see if we can sort out the problem then next week.
Yeah. Oh, there you go, Bri. Even Bri said it's better now. It's all good. So, what were we saying? We'll talk about pre-season. Don't really matter. So we'll move past that now. One thing I wanted to say, guys, at the beginning that I forgot to say is it's just going to be me and Shauna today because Martin is he can't be with us today because unfortunately he's stuck in a toilet. He said he'd wish he could come and join us, but unfortunately, he told me and Shauna he's stuck in a toilet somewhere.
He's stuck in a toilet in Wrexham.
Wrexham, yeah.
I don't. We have yet to hear any feedback. I've contacted Gemma, and Gemma says she hasn't heard anything, and I think his battery is going on his phone. I mean, so I don't know whether he had a Five Guys, and that sounds really bad. A Five Guys. I remember someone saying to me, "Do you want to meet Five Guys?" And I thought, "Is this some sort of orgy that you're inviting me to?" But anyway, we reckon that he might have had a Five Guys, and it may have gone through him, and that's the story in Wrexham. So we will get back to you on any updates on Martin's whereabouts and what the situation is with Martin. But we're all concerned, and thoughts and prayers are with Martin and that toilet and the toilet cleaner.
Yeah, especially we might have to send the search party out if we don't hear anything back from him shortly. So
Yeah,
um,
he did ask for Lou Roll about an hour ago. We're not too sure if that has got to him yet.
If we do anything, guys, during the show, we will let you know, of course.
Yeah,
about Martin's whereabouts and hope that he's okay.
We will we'll have a free phone number on 1-800 Free Martin from the Lou. And we'll have a GoFundMe up very shortly.
Yeah. I guess we'll probably talk about some of these players then, I suppose, in regards to the ones I mentioned earlier when we were talking about pre-season that I think should probably move on. And I did a video on this the other day, which is Fabio Carvalho basically came out and said that he'd had a chat with Anna Slot. And what the hell? Ignore that.
Streamlabs, that was meant to be FSG, not FAG.
Brian, that's just a little AI bot that's in the chat. I need to take it off. I keep forgetting to do it. It's quite funny when I leave it on though.
That's funny.
Right, just look at what you just put. Instead of putting FSG, you put something else, and that's why it flagged it.
A derogatory remark. So
Fabio Carvalho saying what he'd said in regards to he's had a chat with Slot. Slot's told him to try and play out on the wing, and he said that he plays best as a number 10. I mean, who does this? I don't want to sound horrible, but who does this kid think he is? Like, he can light up the championship, fair enough, right? He goes to Leipzig on loan, don't work out. He goes back to championship with Hull, lights it up again. What?
He's doing it again.
And then he's saying that he needs to play in a 10. Now, just to give you a bit of thing, I thought when Slot came in, he played the same formation that is it Chris Pajak said from Redmen TV when he asked Slot the question about the 4-2-3-1. I thought if Slot played that formation, that Carvalho may stay and could play in that 10 role, but as Slot said, he doesn't play that. Good price, but yeah, it's AI. I will take it off after the stream, I promise. And then, yeah, I just don't know who this kid thinks he is, really, in all fairness. What about you, Shana?
Well, you see, look, I mean, I could play the kind of YouTube kind of clickbait and that's no disrespect to what you just said there, but I could make more of it than there actually is. I don't think it's unusual for a player to say, well, this is the position I prefer to play, but I'm happy to play in whatever position you want me to play in. We saw that with Stevie G, but there's a massive difference in Stevie G and Fabio Carvalho. So that's the way I would look at it. The guy's got potential, I think, from what I've seen of him, but I would be a little bit worried about young lads like that having a bit of a mouth on them without being tried and tested and without making a name for themselves. I mean, I don't want to make comparisons, but Shankly wouldn't have put up with that back in the day. Paisley wouldn't have. Whiskey Nose at United certainly didn't. He protected the young, the class of 1990, and he didn't let them near media until they were fully able. So for Carvalho to come out and say, this, I think he needs to keep his mouth shut and just keep that between himself and Slot. And so it may work against him the same way as, I was going to say Sepp Blatter, but I meant Sepp Vandenberg. I reckon that some of his comments may go and bite him on the ass as well.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to mention next. He also came out and mentioned how the 20 million that the club are after is a bit high. And he basically went on something to say, again, I'm paraphrasing here. He says something along the lines of, if I go, I go. If I stay, I stay. as long as I play, I'm not really bothered. Something along them lines.
Yeah.
Again, it sounds like someone who's fed up. It sounds like someone who's, like, I think how you said when we were talking the other day, has never been really given a chance. And then the club go out there and say, yeah, you can go, but we want 20 million for you. When they've never really shown that type of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Quality, or that they've never lived up to that price tag.
Yeah. So, yeah, I can kind of see where Sepp van den Berg's coming from. I really can, but Carvalho, he's had a chance at Liverpool. Like, he played when he first came to Liverpool a lot, to be fair, and he lost his spot. And then, like, as I say, he went to the Bundesliga, couldn't do it. He can do it in Championship, and like I said, maybe he's a Championship quality player. Maybe that's his.
What age is he? What age is he though?
He's 21 or something, or 20, something along them lines.
21.
He's gonna get fragged again.
Oh, he did go for. Oh man, that's good.
But yeah, that's where I stand with Carvalho and Sepp van den Berg at the moment, with them, with what they've been saying. What do you think about Trent signing that Real Madrid shirt?
It was like, I kind of remember you were talking about it, and I kind of thought, well, I was in the height of it. I had a really bad week this week. I won't lie to you, my dad's in hospital, so I was kind of like, I watched the game, and then like all of last week was just a bit of a blur, to be honest. But when you told me about it, and I saw pictures of it, I remember when Craig Bellamy was doing, he was walking from the coach, and someone came out and gave him a Rangers jersey to sign. He says, "Fuck that! I'm not signing a Rangers jersey. I can't be doing that." So to sign a jersey of a club that you're linked with is dodgy.
Yep,
it's dodgy. It's not. It's a bit careless. It's a bit careless. So I don't know whether his eye or his head has been turned. We said last week, or you asked me last week, do you think any business will be done, or do you think we'll hear anything about the contracts? We haven't heard a thing.
Nope.
And I said it to you, we wouldn't hear a thing. And SKB, you know. So I'm very, very worried. Very, very worried.
No, to be fair, I ain't saying. Like I said to you, if that was a player that Liverpool had been linked with, and he signed a Liverpool shirt, we would all be buzzing. We'd all be like, "That's it. He's coming. He's signed the Liverpool shirt. He wants to move. He wants to come to Liverpool."
Fernando Torres, when he had the "You'll Never Walk Alone" on his shin pad, when there were actually shin pads back in the day, not like a fucking USB key that you put in your goddamn.
You know, yeah, some of them are small nowadays.
Really, really small.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, of course we read into it, and then he signed for Liverpool. So I mean, are we to believe that this is going to be the same thing with Trent? I don't know. I mean, I would be very. I can't imagine Trent leaving Liverpool. He doesn't, but it's very dodgy, the fact that he signed that jersey.
I think if Trent's head's turned, I don't think he moves this year. I think he runs his contract out and goes for nothing next year, because Real Madrid have had a track record of that over the past few years. Mbappe, I think, I swear there's another one that's in the team now as well that have done that way. I want to say Camavinga or Tuchemane, but I think I might be wrong there. I think they bought them too. But I'm sure they've tried it on a few times with Real Madrid, where they try to get these young players when they're in the last year of the deal and just tell them to run it out, and then we'll get you for out next year. So I don't know. I am kind of now like 75-25 if Trent stays or not.
Oh, that's dropped.
Yeah, because there's a part of me as well that thinks, did he sign the shirt because obviously he's in wherever I think he's in America. He's with Jude Bellingham. So did Bellingham sign the shirt before Trent, and then Trent's just signed it because the kid was like, "Oh, Trent and Bellingham are here." So like, do you know what I mean?
I think we could be reading too much into it, but in either case, I think it's a bit dodgy that your captain, your vice captain, and your star player Salah are all in limbo in terms of contracts. I think what in the fuck is Richard and Streamlabs? You can have a go at me, you absolute dick. But the long and short of it is that we've been very slow with getting the coaching staff together. Arne Slot is going to be using the preseason to see what players he needs. A lot of the senior players are still not back. We've got 32 days left until the transfer window closes. 32 days. And we've also could have a possibility where some of our star players could leave.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to bloody do something about this. We need to, book up and get the contracts, sorted, and look. I mean, if Arne Slot doesn't know by now what we need, I mean, everyone can tell him what we need. We need, I think, a left back, a centre back, and a defensive midfielder. That's what I think we need.
Yeah, I think just going on what Copac said, then like I understand that, and like Sean's just been saying, like we could be, looking too much into it. But the only thing is if we saw a player that Liverpool had been linked with signing a Liverpool shirt, we'd all think he was coming to Liverpool. It's just how it is. As I think, as you just said as well, then he knows the game. He knows how that would come across.
Yeah.
So he knows that would have got out. Kid, no kid, adult, whatever. He knows he's linked with Real Madrid. He's not stupid. He knows signing that shirt would have a rippling effect. It might all be down to putting pressure on them getting the contract sorted out. It may be that. So yeah, I just think that's that. What's Bond saying? I can't see a problem with any football signing another club shirts. If Trent wants to go, let him go. To be fair, I can't remember where I saw this now. I heard it earlier. It was another Liverpool fan channel, and they said that if Trent was to go, it won't be that big of a deal because we've got Conor Bradley.
Really?
That's what they said.
That's really?
I heard that. Yeah.
I really need to know who said that. If you want to message me,
I'll tell you. Hold on. I'll tell you.
Yeah. I think I know the guy. Do I? Fuck off. Honestly, piss off. Yeah.
Yeah. I heard that's where I heard that today.
Piss off.
But I don't know. I guess let's do another gut check then, since we did it last week as well. Has your thought process changed on whether we keep Salah, Van Dijk, or Trent? Like, which one is anything that you think we're going to keep most likely, or scenarios changed, anything like that now?
I don't really know what my thought process is, because I heard bits and bobs of what Arne Slot said in his press conference there just before the Real Betis game. And it's like he was saying that it's going to be difficult to bring in players because we've already got a good squad. Now, to me, that's bullshit. That's utter bullshit. So
can you imagine John Henry hearing that? He'd have been like,
"Oh, he's like, oh, Linda, we've got another yacht, woohoo!" So that's utter codswallop. You're telling me there is no other player out there that's better than the Liverpool 11 and the subs bench. That's what you're telling me by telling me that.
It's very reminiscent of what Klopp said, though. Do you remember that time when we were looking for another centre back and we couldn't sign one?
It's the FSG narrative and I mean, people can say, "Sean, you're jumping on FSG's back again," and blah blah blah. Rubbish. We have to call a spade here, and we're all about talking real shit, not just blowing the trumpet of the corporate what you call it, the top reds as we all call them, or the those who cling on to, are told what to say by the club so that they can hold on to the perks. And there's a lot of them out there, and a lot of people influenced by that, which are scared of channels that will say otherwise, and will target those channels. And I've seen that happen plenty of times. So it, to have a little bit of a difference of opinion is welcomed, and it can only be a good thing. But these people will, and the one that you mentioned just there privately to me, these channels will shy away from that and will do anything to discredit you. But in answering your question, and what was your question again? Because I'm just after going off the tangent a bit.
What's your thoughts on the 3 players whose contracts are in out? What do you think happens?
So here's what I think. There's going to be a big promotion, a big promo, and the players are going to sign contracts at the last minute, and this would be like new signings to us. I don't think we'll make a signing this season. They're this summer.
You think all 3 of them sign a new deal?
Yes.
Okay. I still think Salah goes end of season on a free transfer. I think Van Dijk signs, and I think Trent signs.
But we got to bear in mind that contracts aren't.
They don't mean anything. Yeah,
they don't mean anything. I mean, Slot could say, "Well, look, we after all of the, that you've served the club and whatever, wouldn't you want us to get something from that?" So, that what he could do is he could have a bidding war next year. He could sign a 2-year extension or something like that, and then, or maybe a 3-year, and then maybe see if the Saudis want them or someone else. Yeah. But I think if you were to ask me, well, okay, Sean, let's say you have to pick one person that's going to leave, I could probably say Salah, because he's 32 and he's lost a yard of pace, and it's either we make money off him now or we extend the contract and then try and make money off him later on. But then again, he might not be worth as much as he is now. So it's very, very difficult, really, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Just to go back to that thing you mentioned earlier about 32 days left of the transfer window. I saw this on X, guys. It's a stat of the day. You might find this interesting. Every club in Europe's top 5 leagues, Premier League, Bundesliga, Serie A, La Liga, and the Portuguese first division, have all signed at least one player except Liverpool. So I read that again. Every club in Europe's top 5 leagues has signed at least one player except Liverpool. Now,
yeah, but Adam, we with such a good squad like Liverpool have, it's hard to get a player that's better.
I don't even know what to say.
That's what we've been told.
Do you know what? It's just popped in my head now, Sean. Do you reckon that they've got some deals done, but they're not going to announce them just yet? So it makes it look like Richard Hughes has had a really, really good back end of the transfer window, and they just go, look, bum, 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 and he gets 3 transfers done in space of a couple of days.
What Georgie Borges or whatever his name was last year?
Yeah,
where he was beating around the bush with Romeo Lavia. They were looking for, I don't know how much it was, and they were like, no, we will not give what you're asking for. Then we go for Casado for 110 million, which was about half as much as what we were getting for Lavia. And then we didn't get Casado. We went to go for Lavia, and Lavia said, no, fuck yous. And the 2 of them went off to Chelsea. So it's like, I don't know if Richard Hughes is going to do that. I mean, they're talking about that they're going to maybe do something this month. Well, they've got 32 days, so they've no other choice. There are actual YouTube channels, Liverpool YouTube channels. They're saying, they're going to do business this month. Well, they've no choice. They've got 32 days left. 32 days left. So you know, we definitely need to sort out the defensive midfielder. I think we need to bring in 3 players.
Me too.
I think we need to bring
I
in
think 3
players.
as well. The thing is, though, as well, is the later you bring in these 3 new players, or however many it is, you're trying to change a team from an old style of way of playing to a new style of way of playing. So they're not really going to be fully understanding of how to play, and you're going to leave it to last minute potentially to bring in some new signings, who will have to then get taught by their new teammates how to do this new stuff when they've literally just learned it themselves.
It's okay. So the issue that we've got is we've brought in a new coach and a new backroom staff. Okay, so they're all new to it, and I mean the last coach we brought in was that Hatinga fella about 2 weeks ago. So that's as late as that. I don't think there's any more to come in, or is there one more?
I think that might be it, to be fair.
I hope to Christ it is. So if that's the case, they're all finding their feet and whatever, all getting, you know, to a feel of each other and whatever, and what each other want, or what Arne Slot wants. So the style of football they're saying is not completely unlike Klopp. All right, that's fair enough. But there is going to be some differences. So he has to implement that into the team that he has and what players he has. Now, on top of that, obviously you have people coming back from international break, the Euros and Copa America and all of that. That's going to be difficult. Then you've got players that are, you know, wondering, well, where's my future at? Those that are waiting on contracts. And then on top of that, you know, really pre-season really needs to be how you kind of gel the new players with the old players, the new signings. And if we haven't done that, if we haven't got these players to play pre-season, I think we're at a disadvantage. I really do. We were very lucky last season with having a completely new midfield. But there's only so much that luck can do. And I think luck ran out at the end of last season for us. So
the thing is, though, as well, that's a completely different situation where we brought in them players towards the back end of last year, because they were coming into a settled team who already knew what was expected of them, and they had a world-class coach, manager.
Yeah.
Whereas now you've got up-and-coming head coach who's probably... I heard someone... Again, I don't want to say this, but I heard someone say something really interesting the other day, and it was basically, since when did the Eredivisie become a stepping stone to one of the top clubs in the Premier League?
Well, I mean, United are still trying to convince themselves that they've got a winner in Man.
I mean, I don't agree. Like, I think Slot comes across really, really well. And we're all gonna give him support. We're all gonna, give him time and everything like that. I'm not bashing him, but I did think when just taking Slot and Liverpool out of that situation and just saying that statement as it is, like, since when did the Eredivisie become the stepping stone to one of the top clubs in England? I don't know.
Well,
again,
I don't think you can ask Everton fans with fucking Koeman. But
exactly. So hold on, just got Cop-Outs Vanfield saying, "Do you think Hughes is out of his depth?" I don't think we know that yet. We'd have to just wait and see what happens in regards to who we sign. Like, if we're going by what they're saying is legit, that Arne Slot has decided he wants pre-season to basically assess the squad, then that's his choice, and he'll live and die by that rule and that sword and everything like that. But I don't know, man. Bond reckons we get 3 players signed this window. Yeah, I think that's minimum. We need a centre back who could potentially play at left back as well. You need a DM, and you probably need another forward, another striker, because Jota can't be relied upon, and Darwin Núñez We don't know what type of player we're going to get this year because Slot's not got his hands on him yet. Slot's not actually been able to, right, come on, we're doing this. I mean, I think they come back next week, do the majority of the rest of the players. When they get back in Liverpool, that's when Alisson, Trent, the rest of them are all supposed to come back. And then he's got 10 days before the first Premier League season. Before the first Premier League game of the season. But yeah, we'll have to just kind of wait and see, I guess, with that. Cop-outs, I think they're all stepping stones. They are to us. I mean, but what I mean by that is do you think when Pep Guardiola leaves that Man City's new manager comes from the Eredivisie?
No.
I don't think so. That's all I'm saying. Again, I'm not bashing Slot. It's just, again, you take Liverpool, you take Slot out of that sentence. I do think that statement stands.
But I think what they were looking for is someone that has the same style of football as Klopp, and I think that is what they got. They think that Klopp or Slot is the next Klopp or the equivalent to Klopp. I know people are talking about, well, Shankly. There was a guy that is well up on the Dutch league, and he was on LFC TV Go, and he was saying, he knows about Slot as a player and now as a coach, and he believed that he was destined to be a coach rather than a player. He suffered with injuries and stuff like that, and the fact that he's the same age as me, fucking hell. But anyway, that's another thing. But he's saying that this could be like Shankly leaving and Paisley coming in. That's what he thinks. That's a very good shout. Arteta.
I think that also. I do think that also.
Jesus, can you imagine the uproar? Arsenal fan TV, blood, fam, blood. Oh, they'd be going. Oh, I think that's a very good shout out.
I do as well. I guess sticking with transfers then. The Wataru Endo stuff. Now, again, I covered this in a video. Was it this morning I did it? I can't remember when I did it. It might have been yesterday. Basically, I'm kind of glad sometimes that I don't do videos straight away because more information always tends to come out after maybe a couple of hours. And when everyone were putting these videos out saying, oh, Liverpool have rejected a bid from Marseille, now type thing. There was other trickles that came out, and it was basically saying that Liverpool rejected the bid from Marseille weeks ago before Marseille went and bought loaned Højbjerg from Tottenham. So then you got me thinking, so why are we hearing about this now weeks ago? I personally believe that Endo's been told you're not going to get much game time. I'm looking to bring somebody else in. And Endo's looking for a way out because clubs don't bid. Even when, like I said in the video, let's use the Liverpool logic that I've got. Liverpool wouldn't put a bid in for a player if they didn't know that player was up for the move. So for Marseille to put a bid in, Endo had to be up for the move going to Marseille. So, and apparently there's other German clubs that are interested in him also. So I think the reason why we're hearing this news now about Endo is because Liverpool are trying to strum up some more interest in him. I think the bid that Marseille put in at 11 million pound is a bit low considering Liverpool paid 16 million for him last year. I think if a bid came in for about 18-20 million for Endo between now and end of window, I did sell him 100%. And they just keep Tyler Morton.
But you see, I don't get that. I don't get bringing in a player one summer and then selling them for another, selling them the next summer. This was a guy that, now I understand we've got a new manager, a new coach, and we have to accept that. And we've got to stop talking about Klopp because Klopp is gone and he's on his holidays and he's retired and he's, I don't know, drinking sangria on some beach, whatever. We're now about the here and now. And okay, Klopp brought in Endo and he says, we really need you. And, I know Martin, although he's stuck in a toilet in Wrexham, He was very he liked Endo. He thought Endo was a good player this season for us. And, you know, I've seen bits and bobs of him, and I've been impressed in some cases with him and not so in other cases. But to get rid of a player like him, we bring in two other players, because we can't depend on Tyler Morton, you know.
No.
He may have been a panic buy, but you're going to end up with another panic buy by replacing a panic buy or a panic sell. Do you know what I mean? So it's so
I think,
man.
I think that this is potentially Michael Edwards and Richard Hughes, because I think Endo would not have been signed under their watch. Even if they'd have missed out on Lavia and Caicedo, I don't think Endo would have been signed by them. Not a chance.
Well, I mean, you know, what happened last year, what has happened over the last maybe 24 months in terms of sporting director and feckin' Edwards leaving, Julian Ward coming in, him leaving, and then that Georgie Smacked fella, whatever the hell, him coming in on a 3-month contract, and then whatever. That was a whole shit show, and no one seems to be really addressing that and what the fuck actually happened. And then Klopp leaving, and then them all coming back. So there must have been something there. I don't actually know, but I have real. I understand that what Arne Slot says is that, you know, it's not unusual to have this sort of setup where you have transfer committees and sporting directors and a lot of that, football directors. That's grand. That's fine. But if a coach does not know and can't tell you, or can't tell Richards or whoever, these are the players and these are the positions that I need filled in, what is my transfer kitty? If he hasn't had that conversation already, and if he hasn't checked the tapes and whatever, and the recordings of training sessions, and he doesn't know what Liverpool need, we're fucked. And he's not starting off very well. That's what I'm panicking about. It's you cannot get rid of a player when we're already thinning as bad as my goddamn hairline in that position. We can't get rid of a panic buy last season, get rid of him, and then panic about, oh my God, now we've got no one in that position, so now we're going to need one or two in that position, and then put it on the long finger. It's madness. So I don't know whether there's any truth to okay, Marseille have obviously had a bid rejected. That's true. But I don't know whether Liverpool are actually seriously considering this. And if they are, they have got to have something up their sleeve. Because if they don't, they're going to land us in the same situation as what we were in after we had won the league. That's what I'm worried about.
As you've just been talking then, I don't know why, I've just been thinking about stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if by this time next week when we're doing our next stream, Liverpool have signed somebody. And I don't know why. I just think, I don't know. I've got a funny feeling. I don't know why. I can't put my finger on it. I think it's just, if they're coming back to Liverpool next week, is that where Slot would prefer to have somebody join as well as everybody else that's coming back from the tournaments and stuff? So there's they're all coming back together. I don't know. Maybe I'm just clutching at straws here. I don't know.
I don't think that makes a difference of where the fuck they're coming from. I think, you know, it's very obvious that from even the opening press conference, we had Richard Hughes and we had Arne Slot, which gave you the impression that it's not just Arne Slot that we're been introduced to, it's Richard Hughes. And the two of them are the main honchos, and they're the two that are going to make the decisions. So I think, you know, if Hughes is over in Liverpool, which I'd imagine he's over in AXA or whatever, if he's making the decisions in Kirby while they're over in America playing their soccer, for the Americans, well then so be it. But he needs to be making deals over in Liverpool. That's what he needs to do. I'm getting seriously agitated now.
No, seriously, I can see where you're coming from, and I agree with you. To be fair, I guess we'll have to just wait and see what happens, won't we? I think we'll move on from transfers because I don't want to get you wound up, Shano. What the other topic you wanted to talk about was the Man United stadium, was it not?
Yeah, so I mean, United are full of lip service of recent, talking about knocking us off the perch. I mean, they didn't even finish top four, and they're, your man Harry Potter just waffling on. But there is an announcement that they are going to spend £2 billion on a new stadium for Old Trafford, 100,000 seater.
Yeah,
right, 100,000. Fuck me. So the one thing I just wanted to I suppose touch on. I mean, no one. If you're a Man U fan, the last thing that you want to be doing is moving from Old Trafford. Okay. But that's what they're doing. That's what they're considering on doing. £2 billion, I think, is a bold move. I don't think any Man U fan would be given out about sorting out the infrastructure, sorting out the stadium. I don't know whether that would lead to lack of signings, although in fairness, they have brought in a few signings. They brought in, I think, a right back there today, or they were considering on buying a right back. But their waiting list for season tickets is 19 years.
Mm-hmm.
19 years. Liverpool, have a guess what Liverpool is.
You ain't one, is there? There's no like.
Well, there isn't, but because of the fact that the waiting list is so long. But just have a guess as to what the waiting list is.
Probably 50 years or something.
No, it's not 50. It's 27 years.
Okay.
which is crazy. But there was the announcement that I think Bill Hogan said that it's not likely that Liverpool would be doing any further expansion of Anfield. Now, I know that I was just looking at one of these guys that do the drones over Anfield. There's some fantastic YouTube channels. I can't think of them, but he's got a bit of news, and he said that he heard that the Sarah Kenny Dalglish stand was going to be done up, but they're waiting on a couple of things, and then that the cop was going to be done up. Now, this was the same guy that came up with the news that the contractors were going out of business.
Mm-hmm.
And he was absolutely destroyed online, and actually came out that he was telling the truth. Was it Mr. Drone or something? I can't think of Drone UK or something. But he said that 9 of I think the 16 houses behind the Sir Kenny Dalglish stand have been bought over by FSG, or by the club. Mm-hmm. And then they're looking to get the rest of them signed off and whatever. Now, I from looking at the stadium and the way it's laid out, it's an awful pity that they didn't look at the cop as the vocal point and do something like, I suppose, what Spurs did, which is kind of build around it and try and make the Spur, or like the cop, like the yellow wall of Dortmund or whatever.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, the yellow wall. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Because I think really the cop deserves that, because when you're looking at the Annie Road and you're looking at the main stand, there's they're the two big stands, and then you have the cop, which is it's amazing to be in the cop, but it could be so much more. And I'm wondering, if we leave the cop, or if we leave Anfield the way it is there going to be a point where we are going to have to eventually move from Anfield? Now, I don't want that, But I'm just saying, is there a case that we'll have to do that? If United build this 100,000 seater stadium, that is going to be incredible for them. And it's going to really set themselves apart. Now, it's going to be difficult because they're already in a bit of debt. It's going to be difficult to then, make that money up. But with their season tickets list for 19 years, you're going to see that sorted out. I think with further development of Anfield, it's going to help out in the revenue, of course, but it's also going to help out with the ticket issue, which other, YouTubers or top reds or the ones that are towing the corporate line would like to blame the day trippers or the global fans or the out-of-towners for that. It's not the goddamn out-of-towners, it's the fucking club. I
agree. Yeah, we had this conversation.
We've had this corner shop mentality for many, many years where we didn't capitalize on the global success and the sponsorship deals and what have you. We didn't capture that. So, we're still behind. And I think if they get 100,000 seater stadium and we're left with 61, it'd be a crying shame. I'd love to see them doing something with the Kenny Dalglish stand and that. But that's just my take on it.
We're going to put a poll up in the chat, guys. And basically, it's going to be said, should Liverpool leave Anfield at some point in my lifetime, to be fair? But I'm just going to put the poll up now. It's in the chat now, I think.
I'm afraid to.
Apparently, you're playing up again on your sound, Shano. Apparently.
Can you hear me now? It's probably the phone.
Probably interference from the phone, yeah. So far we have 100% no.
That's me.
Yeah.
I don't want. You see, the question is should, and I don't want to say yes, and I don't want to build a new stadium because I mean even with the Gillette and Hicks new stadium, it was still it was like a Goodison or like the new stadium that they're doing.
I think that I think Liverpool will get a new stadium in the future, but FSG will not be the owners of Liverpool at that time.
Sure. John W. Henry would be pushing up daisies. I mean, no offense, John, but
FSG will never be, yeah, and then Cop-Outs, yeah, Liverpool, yeah. Well, I'm not a big connoisseur of the city. I can't remember. I just wondered where they'd build it if they were, because obviously Everton's gone down to docks, haven't they?
Well, Stanley Park was where they were originally going to build.
Oh yeah, of course, they were going to build on there, weren't they?
They were going to build there, so it would have been perfect. But I mean, obviously, like personally, what I would have done if it could have been at all.
Is Shano paused on me? Is Shano gone? Oop. There we go. Shano's obviously talking about FSG, and they've come and took him away from us. Middle East takeover in the future? Yeah, I think so. I think if we get someone like that, then they will potentially take over 100%. I think, and build a new stadium. I can just see it happening. They did it for City, didn't they? See if Shano comes back. If he doesn't come back, this was probably the last topic we were going to talk about anyway, guys. In all fairness, is he here? He's still not here. I wonder what's happened. I wonder if his device has died or something. Let's have a quick look, see if there's anything going on Liverpool related, shall we, that we can actually talk about before I might just sign off. Let's wait and see if Shano comes back. Just refreshing the Athletic, see if there's anything new on there. Shauno's still not back. I wonder if his device has died. You believe we got players stacked, do you, Cop-Outs? Yeah, I could see that. Here he is, he's back. Hello.
Try to sack me. I made the AKM. I don't know what happened there.
You froze, so I just kind of took you off, and then...
What a dick.
I know, what a dick. But yeah, I do think that we won't get a new stadium under FSG. It'll be under new ownership if it was to happen. And I think it'd be a new site, like you say, potentially Stanley Park or something like that. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about, Sean? I can't really think of much else, to be fair.
Well, there's a couple of things. Like, obviously, Liverpool or owners FSG bailed out of the Bordeaux deal, which really kind of dispels any myth or rumours that FSG are saviours, because they obviously saw the money that was needed to rescue this club and decided, nah, not for me, and left it. So, unfortunately, they've lost their professional whatever. They're now working on youth only, and contracts have expired and what have you. So it's a very sad day in football for Bordeaux, obviously. You know, they're a relatively big club, but that is football for you. Now, obviously, someone that was very was given credit to the likes of FSG was Everton's former chief, Keith Weins, whatever. He insisted the Liverpool owners FSG will be in no rush to seal big money takeover and start a multi-club network. Now, obviously, Keith hasn't done his homework, because although, you know, they haven't signed, you know, the Liverpool Football Club are the only football club that they've signed. They've got the Pittsburgh Penguins. They're part of that PGA breakaway in Saudi. And then obviously they have a racing club, and then they have the Boston Red Sox. So that's just to name but a few. But anyway, he was speaking on a new edition of Football Insider Inside Track podcast. The 66-year-old who served as CEO at Goodison Park between 2004 and 2009 and now runs a football consultancy, advising elite clubs, claimed that the US group will be focusing on improving the value of their existing assets. Well, no shit. That's what business people do. So
exactly,
stating the fucking obvious there.
Yep.
FSG have set to buy the French club Bordeaux, but pulled out of the deal after a twist in negotiations. Basically, they knew that it would cost a lot more money. I'm not really going to. So, future maintenance of financial stability of football in the country as concerned. So they didn't really want to put the groundwork in. What they're all about is bringing in or adding to their portfolio and doing little or nothing really with it. They're just, you know, throw it out in the global market and getting global, seeing the value of their asset. They go on about Liverpool.
I just see what you've put underneath your name. Sorry.
What? Oh yeah, try to say. Yeah. So your man from the former CEO of Everton says that he praises FSG as one of the best in class football owners.
Do you know what? They probably are from a business point of view, but not from everything else that we kind of want from an ownership. Do you know what I mean? Like when you look at City and you look at potentially Newcastle, if they can get stuff going and stuff like that, I think they'll do a lot more than what FSG's done. FSG likes to do things where the club pays for itself. And to be fair, they've done a lot of stuff with the new training centre and the stadium expansions, and the club makes more money now than it did do before they took it over. But for people to be deluded to think that at the end of the day, all they want to do is obviously
to say he said he told Football Insider Jesus Christ, what a name for a podcast. He told Football Insider's Inside Track podcast. Fuck me. Honestly, come up with something different than that, man. For FSG, it's pretty simple. They want to improve the value of their assets by managing them correctly. That's what they've done. They've shown themselves to be great custodians. What they have done is our previous owners didn't. There was full potential, and they didn't. You know, there was that corner shop mentality, which a lot of the top reds, a lot of the big YouTubers and podcasters that cover Liverpool, and the journalists that cover Liverpool still have that corner shop mentality. If we had that corner shop mentality still, we wouldn't have achieved anything. We wouldn't have built extension onto the stadium. We wouldn't have managed as what we have managed. But this is not down to FSG. FSG have just thrown it out in the global market, and they have reaped the benefits. But he says, look at the price they paid for Liverpool and what it's worth now. It's fantastic. There'll be no rush to take over at another club. They're already split nicely across their other sports. So, that's basically what your man has said. And I just think we need to stop giving FSG reach arounds. We were very lucky with Klopp. I won't mention Klopp again. We're all we all love Klopp and what he did. I think we're going to have a rude awakening of how difficult things are under FSG and the restraints that they have. And we're already seeing these restraints under Arne Slot and this summer. And people can say, Ash, for God's sake, Sean, it's only July, or it's only the end of July. But let me remind you, it's 32 days left in the transfer window.
Yeah, and as well, the season starts in like 3 and a bit weeks, whichever it is. And like I say, we haven't even got the full squad back yet who've not even tried to play under him, which isn't Slot's fault. Like, that's the tournaments and everything like that. It is a point, though. It is a point that we've got majority of our star players have not even experienced a training session yet with Arne Slot. And the season starts in 3 weeks, 2 weeks, whichever one it is. But yeah, I guess we've gone a bit longer than I thought, Sean. Should we end it there?
I was just really, I think we maybe 12 of those minutes we were trying to work on sound, and then you were trying to cut me off and stuff, and I thought it was stealing your thunder. We do have news, and I'm just getting in here. Gemma has messaged me that well, first of all, the poll at the moment is 25% say that we should leave Liverpool.
Oh, yes.
Well done on the 4 that voted, including me. So 25% say yes, 75% no. Yeah. So I have heard that Martin is locked in the bathroom in Wrexham. So we would imagine that he'll be probably let out in the morning. So if you can maybe start a vigil and just thoughts and prayers with Martin, and hopefully he'll get through this. There's a live picture of him now. He wishes he had arms and legs like that.
No, yeah. So yeah, right, guys. I think we'll end it there. Probably one of the. I didn't like the sound thing. That probably put us off a little bit with the sound and everything. But anyway, we got through again. We didn't have a lot to talk about, and we still spoke for nearly an hour and 15 minutes. Hopefully, guys, we've got a bit more news next week when we come back for the episode 12. But yeah, give this video a like, guys. Leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on this, and obviously subscribe to the channel. Sean, have you got anything you'd like to plug before we go?
Hopefully, I will have hair here. Because I look like a fucking thumb. No, again, just give a shout out to Faber Sports memorabilia that have memorabilia like jerseys. I actually got a Klopp jersey signed by Klopp, which is incredible. It's like my pride and joy. I've got Cop Art from Belfast. They're kind of in partnership. I got like a Firmino piece, and it's amazing. That was signed as well. So big up to them. Obviously, JackDesigns.uk. There you go. And obviously SD Designs 2020 on Redbubble, where you will see Arnie Slot stuff, bit of Klopp stuff, you know, and a few other things, you know, a few nice little things. I might do a few more designs. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not really getting the motivation to do anything, but and then obviously Wayne Henley, who I'm hopefully going to have an amazing canvas. He did amazing painting when you see it, and he's not giving me the original, of course, because whatever. But he's done a printout for me, because I kind of supported him on one of my pages, and he's going to send me one free. Although I did have to pay custom tax. Thanks, Wayne. Damn you, Brexit. But but yeah, no, Wayne hasn't been all that well, so we're wishing him all the best there, and hopefully Adam will get his finger out and set up a Facebook page for Adam Naylor LFC.
Yeah, I'll do it. No problem. I'll do it. Right then, guys, that's been it for us today. Hopefully see you all next week, and I'll see you with the videos that come out if there's anything to talk about with Liverpool wise. Cheers, guys. See you later.
Cheers, guys.